The Doom Cave of the Crystal-Headed Children is a bit of a farce, with an absurd premise that invites characters into a reality-bending environment, where they have much opportunity to make some very bad decisions. The Doom Cave of the Crystal-Headed Children was originally released for Free RPG Day in 2014, and there were two main inspirations. One, our previous year's Free RPG Day release, Better Than Any Man, itself being re-released at some point in the future, was accused of being about killing children due to one small section. So I thought it would be great fun to poke back by making an adventure which would be assumed to really be all about that. The other point was that Free RPG Day books reach a different audience than books released normally, so I wanted to highlight the fun and unpredictability that happens when you embrace randomness. It seemed at the time that the general gaming public hates an overabundance of randomness, so that's what I needed to give the people. James Edward Raggi IV. This is your RPG archivist, take 2, Doom Cave of the Crystal-Headed Children. It is the third adventure in the adventure anthology Fire for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. And yes, folks, we are in the month of fire. If you like my content, hit the like button. If you see more than 2 of my videos, may as well subscribe. And if you really like what I do, go ahead, hit that notification bell. Anywho, this is the longest of the adventures. The tab is right there, if you could see that. And this one was written for Free RPG Day 2014. Hey, let me turn the page off to the side here. I went through the first 2 adventures. Oh, this is okay. I could show you that. Yeah, this is the intro explaining that it is a welcome to this year's LOTFP adventure for Free RPG Day. And this curious thing is I had been wondering, where is all my 18 plus content been? So we did, what were the other 2? I already forgot. We did the previous 2 adventures, which were really good. Tower of the Stargazer and Crawling God. I can't remember. I just woke up, folks, and I don't have much time to do these shoots. So anyway, I'm wondering where my 18 plus content is, because they were weird, but pretty tame compared to what I'd run into. And then I get to Doom Child of the Crystal-Headed Children, and there's a picture like right up at the front, and I couldn't show you guys. There is some gross content in this one. I'm gonna flip it in. It's up at the front of the adventure. The rest of the adventure is like super random. It's like the most random adventure I've ever seen. I don't know how much I can tell. Oh, check it out. A new spell. I kind of like this one, Blacklight. It's kind of weird. Let's see. You've got... Let me show you the map. Everybody likes looking at the maps. I like looking at the maps. The parts that are not as dark, the lighter parts of the map, they are the parts that the main antagonist, for lack of a better word, have explored. And you might notice that he has somehow explored this even though it's on the other side of the map. This is a very odd maze that could actually change. They crisscross, they go through each other. It is a mind trip. If you have a traditional group with a traditional mapper from a traditional game, as they're mapping, they'll be like, wait a minute, these don't line up properly. What's going on? So what is this about? Well, oh, that's the next one. I don't want to do the next one. It's, man, spoilers, guys. I'm just gonna say it. There's gonna be some spoilers here. Okay, so there's this wizard. He finds this cave, and it's full of crystals, and he figures out what some of them could do. And you know what? I'm just completely skipping over the main reason the players are even there. Never mind. I'll let that be a surprise. And the cave was not built by humans. And when I say humans, I mean humanoids. In fact, nothing physical actually built these caves. It is a trip. It is, as I had said previously, very, very random. You hit buttons, and the buttons do random things. And you've got, I don't know what to tell you guys. This is the strangest. This is probably the strangest of the strange adventures that I've come across in this. Hands down. I'm sure there are some more that I haven't gotten into that are stranger. I'm just gonna get to the jux to the whole thing, the whole premise of this. It is random. The adventure is meant to have players experience the fun of randomness. We're living in a period right now, in fact, we've been in it for some time, where everything has to have a narrative structure, where everything has an adventure path. This adventure, once you get to the caves, there's no path, there's no end game. Until the players just throw their hands up and say, I give up. If there's any complaint I have about it, it might be a little too random. But I want to give this a good shot, a fair shot. If I ever run this, I want to try and run it rules as written, to see exactly how much craziness is involved here. I'm going to show you a couple of small problems. Just a couple. I think, yeah, I marked this one. I don't know if this was a formatting problem. You'll notice it says black, green, silver, steel. Gold is not highlighted. And then worse still, red shows up right in the middle of this paragraph. I'm thinking it's like a formatting issue. It's no big deal. Just be aware of it, referees, whenever you're reading this. I almost highlighted them for this video, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to mark my book. I don't. I don't know. I may or may not mark it anyway, but it's almost anathema for me to mark a book. Even textbooks. Never liked marking them. Also, this is the hardest one to read for some reason. My eyes are not as good as they used to be, and even though I'm wearing bifocals now, I found this one a little difficult to read for some reason. So, Doom Cave of the Crystal-Headed Children. Long title. I like it, but I hesitate to recommend it to everyone. It's very strange, the strangest of the strange, and you're going to have a group with a sense of humor, a group that doesn't mind going through characters, because there's a lot of, yeah, your characters are going to get maimed in this one pretty hardcore if they do the wrong things. And just about everything you do in this adventure is the wrong thing. However, I will suggest one thing. If you want to, I wouldn't recommend flipping this over to 5th edition. If you do, you're going to have a lot of work on your hands. And if your players who are used to having their godlike characters running around killing things left and right and having the answer to everything, they're probably not going to like this, unfortunately. However, when I was reading this, it occurred to me that there is a game out there. I'm not familiar with the rules mechanics, so you may have some doing to convert it. This reminds me of a game called Paranoia, a game I've always wanted to play and I never got to. I would be very tempted to try and convert Doom Cave of the Crystal-Headed Children to Paranoia. I know it's a science fiction role-playing game. It's a comedy science fiction role-playing game, but it is that mindset that you get in this particular adventure, and it's the kind of humor you would get in this adventure. It's almost, it's not a perfect fit, but I seems to me it would work. When I get around to reading and reviewing Paranoia, I may look into that for sure. I think that would be really neat. As for other OSR, yeah, of course, it's Lamentation of the Flame Princess. It's a given. If you want to convert it to any other OSR product, by all means. I don't see how that'll be a problem at all. Anyway, not as good as the previous reviews, but this one was hard to review. Oh well, this is your RPG archivist, and I'm gonna say see ya.